that was my last bit of footage of that particular trip to Kingsbury, and I've chosen this you know, nice little woodland path just flowing through there. Yeah, put the faint ones in first, faint trees, and then I think sort of dry the background and then put the nearer trees in, and you should get a nice contrast. Sort of wind this path round a bit more, and yeah, let's have a go at this one. So I'll quickly whiz through the materials. You'll see a list of all this gear below in the description in every video on here. We've got ultramarine blue, lemon yellow, Payne's grey, alizarin crimson, raw sienna, burnt umber and light red. 3 brushes, large one Ransonite, 3/4 inch flat and number 3 rigger. The paints are all Cotman watercolours, squeezed out and allowed to dry on the palette. We've got our tissue, watercolour, water jar, 15 by 11 Fabriano, and our tea towel up there drying from the last session. So I'm going to start off, clean water, just give it a good, hang on, switch the light on, that's better. Just clean water all the way over the paper evenly, that way the paper will stretch evenly and you've got to bother pre-stretching it. And you can't see much of the sky, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'll just, well, it's sort of dirty raw sienna, this one. It's got a bit of paint on it from the last one. But it doesn't matter, it all adds to the character of the painting, whatever colours you put on. So there's a bit of that. Let's just stick a bit of blue just to hint at some sky showing through the trees. Bit of blue, no need to go crazy with it. Bring that right down into the foreground. And then I might just put a bit of raw sienna, a sort of variety of greens, just to put a bit of background flavour in there. Nothing too heavy. Just soak up that water. And a bit more of this green. And getting it in while the paper's still wet leaves it nice and soft. Now for some, just to suggest a few trunks here and there. Actually I might use the rigger first. So into those colours. And then I'm just going to pop a few. You can see, because it's still wet, it sort of softens it off. Pop a few more of those in. Any of those in, just gives the impression of loads of trees and stuff in the background. So I'm going to switch back to the hake. I'm going to put in another layer of these all look slightly stronger, these branches. Again, I'm just going to run these right off the top of the page. So starting at the bottom and working my way up. Just bearing in mind the path's going to be about there, so I want to leave that fairly clear, so I'll just put these on the left and then there'll be some more on the right. So just very simply put in with the hake, and then like in a bit, once it's dry, I'll do a bit of dry brush on it. Let's do the same on the other side. Just make sure just enough water to keep the hairs together so you get that sort of chiseled edge look. So the path's going to be about there and sort of wind round, so I want to leave that bit open. So I'll just sort of frame it on this side. And then you'll notice as the paper dries, it'll stop softening off and it'll just get stronger and stronger. And you see little branches coming off them. That's enough for the background. Paper's stretched, so I'm just going to pull it tight. Pull it tight so it's flat, and then we're ready to go again. So next I think I'll do some let's put some stronger paint in now. I've got like a big thick tree. There's a big tree on the right. So let's make it a bit really strong now. So sort of lemon yellow, Payne's grey, really strong green. And I'm just gonna using the corner of the brush, just the corner. You can see get this nice sort of natural looking strokes coming off it. I'll just fill that in. I want something just I'm just going to do it very lightly on this side, so I don't want it as strong as that. Just to give the impression of a few leaves and twigs and what have you. Something, just make that top bit a bit stronger. That's it, I don't want too much down the bottom. Clean the brush, and maybe just a bit of raw sienna, burnt umber, just down here, ultramarine. Just working my way up to the edge of that path where that will start. Bit of snow there on the left hand side, so I've left little gaps just to give the impression of some snow or something, whatever you want it to be. Now there are a couple of tree trunks on the right in front of those, that massive green there, so let's put those in. So I'm just going burnt umber, ultramarine, nice and dark, and then pop him in, and then just to the right of him there's another one. There's a little one there, and there's just a few little twigs and stuff coming off that, so I've switched to the rigger and then just flick those out. Two pensioners have been taken to hospital following a suspected gas explosion which has totally demolished a house. Emergency services reported the incident in Calendar near Stirling at around 6 AM. The condition of the couple is not yet known. Just do that. Clean the brush, and then just below that tree. In fact, I'll just switch back to the rigger for a sec. Same colours. And just a few little like twigs and stuff just sticking out the ground. Let's just flick some of those in. Okay. I'm going to clean the brush and just on that right hand side we've got a bit of green, there's a bit of grass showing, so lemon yellow. Lemon yellow, a bit of lemon yellow on that side as well. A little bit of, just dab into the ultramarine, just so that you get a bit of variation. See all the different variations coming off now. All I'm doing is just dab like that, and then just dab like that. And see all the different colours. See all the different colours on the brush. That's why I never use never use just one colour off the palette. Always just have a quick dab, get those variations on, and then it just comes off nicely on the paper. And again, just missing bits here and there, just to make it look like the white of the snow sticking through the grass. Quick. And there's a bit more on this side. It sort of comes around like that. Now the path. I'm just giving light red, ultramarine. Light red. And then I'm just going to get where you're going to start from and then just sweep it round like that. Remember, don't go over the same piece more than once unless you have to. And you get all these nice, see when it breaks and stuff, it just looks like, again, it could be snow, it could be anything you want it to be really. And then just where it meets, let's just stick a bit more, could be a bit of mud, anything, just where it meets. Grasses and stuff. Maybe. Let's just pop a little figure in. Plenty of water. I don't want this too strong. Obviously the smaller you make the figure, the greater the scale and the picture will appear. And it's just a very simple little figure walking off. I'll just give that a quick dry. Okay, for these little reservoirs of water that gather at the bottom of the pipe, because they'll start to creep up your page if you don't watch them. Tell you what, which one of these, just his head, just a fraction, just a touch stronger, that's it. I can actually see his head now. think. Wow, just a couple of birds, I think, just flying amongst the trees. I think I'll call that one finished. Pop your signature down in the corner somewhere. And that's another one done. So let's have a quick look at it. In fact, I have noticed something I've forgotten to do. I've left these tree trunks just sort of hovering in mid-air. So I'll just stick something under there, just stick some grass or something underneath them, just so it doesn't look as if they're just floating there. So I want the brush quite dry, and then I'm going any colour you like really. Not much water. Let's just pop some in there, just get it nice and dark, just something nice and dark. That'll do. And maybe one other thing that could might help. A shadow. If you just imagine there's like a big tree or something on this side, just a shadow running across there. Might look alright. Often I use the same mix as we did the path with light red, ultramarine, but plenty of water. Plenty of water. And this you got to go in one stroke. You can't mess about with shadows, so just pop that in, something like that. We're going to quick dry. Maybe a bit too much water in that one, because you can't see that very well. But it's like a very faint shadow. You can see something coming across. So we're done with just a slightly stronger mix. Let's have a quick look at that. So there's the painting. Let's have a quick look at the photograph. You see I've not really changed much from the composition. We've got our sort of some distant trees then, and then like I said, once the background's dry, put the nearer ones on, and they'll create a nice sense of depth. Got a nice little winding path. So we've got those sort of just a distant mass really, just a few rigger bits just to make it look like some far away trees. And then what I could have done was then put say another layer of these in, sort of same strength as these big ones there in front of these. So you'd have had sort of 3 layers of trees. Just using the corner of the hake to put those in, and then little figure. Obviously, the smaller you make your figure, the bigger the scale of the thing, and the more sort of grander. So, and then a nice sweeping path leads us into that woodland scene by Swann Pool in Kingsbury. Well, I hope you like that. Thanks for watching. Keep practicing. Any questions, please ask, and I'll see you again soon.